gosh, going live on TikTok, you guys, is so weird compared to Instagram. I just tried to go live on TikTok, and it, like, all these dudes try to request to, like, join with me, and I'm just like, what is happening right now? So, hi guys. I decided to come outside to do a live today, but I didn't realize it was so windy. So bear with me if my hair is going all up in my face and everything. So I'm excited to jump on. I was talking to one of you amazing thyroid warriors on a discovery call yesterday, and I was bringing up the part of my program that I call Rewriting Your Happiness Story, and how a part of the thyroid wellness journey is rediscovering who you are. And it just like really stuck with me. I've thought, you know, I've had to go through this rediscovery process on myself like a few times over the years of trying to of reversing my Hashimoto's and my hypothyroidism, and it's something that is so crucial. But I really wanted to speak to it more in depth today because it's such a huge part of getting better that I feel like we're just not really seeing. It's not something that's like posted much. It's not something that's talked about. You know, it's like we still focus on like our symptoms and our bloating and our low energy levels and, you know, our labs and our doctor's appointments and all of the like almost like physical and like external aspect of thyroid conditions. But we really need to talk about the spiritual, the mental, and the emotional aspect, because it's just as severe and as serious as all of the physical, right? So today I wanted to talk about how thyroid illness can like really make you lose sight of who you are and can strip away the person that you once felt like you were. I always remember after I was sick for many years, I felt like I became almost like a shell of the person that I once was. Can any of you relate to that? And I remember thinking, gosh, I really just miss me and like who I used to be. Hi guys. My kids are walking home from the pool.
Hi. They forced me to come home.
Hi guys. So, yeah, JD, yeah, you say yeah. Right? I really just remember thinking like, my goodness, you know, I've just completely lost sight and lost touch of like the person that I was before I got sick. And sorry, I live next to an airport. And we always have these really neat old planes flying overhead. They're really beautiful, but loud. And I just, I remember I would always like yearn or long for the Sarah that I was prior to getting sick, you know, and just being that really fun, spontaneous, outgoing person that I felt like the low energy levels had like stolen or taken from me. And same with the anxiety and the panic attacks. And what a prison the anxiety and panic attacks put me in, and it just really took away the me, you know? And so when I hit my wall and I was just over it, and I was like not willing to be sick anymore, and I was just like, I'm done. One of the things that I started to do was I started to ask myself very specific questions about who I was. And so I wrote down some specific questions that you guys could journal on, and you can go down this. I want you to explore this path with yourself as well, because these are really important questions to ask yourself. Number one, what makes me happy? I remember sitting there crying, sitting on my rug one day crying, thinking, I just miss who I used to be. But when you lose so much of yourself to a thyroid condition, it's almost like you forget what even makes you happy. And it's like an actual thing that you have to start re-exploring when you're trying to get better. So number one, grab a piece of paper and a journal and just ask yourself, what makes me happy? And I want you to close your eyes and remember a time that you were happy, or a couple of times that you were happy. And what was it about that moment that made you happy? Was it how you felt? Was it how you looked? Was it the people you were with? Was it the setting you were in, the music you're listening to? What makes you happy? Number two, what do I miss about me that I want back? So when I was asking myself this question, and I hadn't even done any of my protocols, I hadn't done any of my labs, any of my testing, any of the things that I did to figure out my root causes, to start actually getting my physical symptoms better. This was the very first place that I started on my thyroid wellness journey. Is I was tired of missing me, and I wanted to find myself again. So I started thinking back to what were some of the things that made me feel like me. And so, for example, I missed riding a bike, and I didn't have a bike. So I remember I just got off the couch one day and I jumped on my son's bike and I started riding through the neighborhood. And it made me so happy. And it was just one of those small moments where I started rediscovering myself. So when I would sit and ask myself, what do I miss about me that I want back? I would think, okay, I missed going to do yoga and meditate. And I know that sounds cliche, but those were some things that I did when I was younger, and I really loved being in Mother Nature. And so I put it on my morning routine that I would go to a park, or I would go wherever I could get close to nature, and I would, kind of like I am now, and I would just sit and be quiet and try to find peace within myself again. So if you just joined me, thanks for jumping on. I'm talking about how a part of the thyroid journey is not just dealing with your physical symptoms, but it's about rediscovering who you are and what makes you happy, because so many of us lose ourselves along the way from our illnesses. And a part of feeling better again is refiguring out who you are and what makes you happy and doing it. So I'm just giving you some example journaling questions that you could sit and ponder with yourself. Number one was, what makes me happy? And number two, what do I miss about me that I want back? So number three kind of goes along with number two, but it's, what am I lacking in my life? What am I lacking in my life? There's a lot of little things that we could lack, and there's a lot of big things that we could lack. We could lack being properly loved. We could lack being in a happy relationship. What am I lacking in my life right now? That could be just simple things like, do I need to go for a 15-minute walk every day? Do I need to do some breathing exercises? Do I need to put my favorite music on more often? Do I need to follow my intuition and eat a little bit healthier? Or everyone's so individual. You'd have to ask yourself, what am I lacking in my life? And number 4 is, what do I want? Number 4, ask yourself, what do I want? What do you want out of this? What do you want out of your life? When you become a mom and you're stuck in momhood, so much of your day is doing what everyone else wants, doing what the kids want to do. Mainly that's what it turns into, doing what your kids want to do. And it's really hard to find time to do what you want to do. And sometimes just finding simple time to do something for you is so joyful. And so number 4, what do I want? Journal question number 5, what do I need? So there's a difference between what you want and what you need. Things that you need are what I like to call the non-negotiables. Have you guys heard of the non-negotiables? Non-negotiables are like, these are my boundaries. They go into setting your boundaries. And so setting boundaries with everyone in your life is really important. Setting boundaries with your siblings, setting boundaries with your partner, setting boundaries with your kids. It's really important to have your non-negotiables really, really clear, because this just all feeds into the, what do I miss about myself? What do I need? As you can see from all of these questions, it's more of rediscovering yourself and what you need, because it's so easy to have pieces of ourselves chipped away as we go through a thyroid illness. And it's so easy to get discouraged when you go to the doctors and you don't get answers, or you feel like you're doing everything right and you're not getting better. And, the depression sets in, the anxiety sets in, and you lose yourself and you lose sight of yourself. And that feels very depressing, and it's sad. And I used to like grieve who I used to be. And so that's why I'm encouraging you to sit down with a journal and a pen and paper and really ask yourself these deep questions. And the last one that I want you to journal on is, where am I silently suffering? Silently suffering is a real thing, and a lot of us will do it. We will silently suffer and we will not speak up for ourselves. This does kind of go into boundaries, but also I feel like sometimes we silently suffer with our environment and with our home. Again, like if you are working at home, or you're at home all the time, or you're an at-home mom, I feel like sometimes we could silently suffer because we don't have necessarily the energy to clean our house or organize our house or clean out our house. And sometimes we get overwhelmed with how dirty or messy or cluttered our house has become. And it's become a normalized point of suffering. And when we allow these things to happen, they very much can add into our feelings of depression, anxiety, and panic attacks, which can proliferate and feed into our actual physical symptoms. We're all connected, you guys. Our mind, our body, our spirit, our everything. It's all one piece, one big piece. So, like for example, I have 4 kids, as you guys know, and some of the places that I realized I was silently suffering, and everyone has their own suffering points that they just tolerate. It's kind of like a normalized suffering, is with my carpets. My kids trash my carpets. They're disgusting. And every time I look at them, I think, oh my gosh, my carpets is so gross. It's so gross. And it just bugs me but yet I don't do anything about it. So I'm like, well, why am I just complaining about this or silently suffering over this one little thing that bugs me so bad? Why don't I just get the carpets cleaned, you know? Or, for example, there was some mold growing in the shower area, and it's a health hazard, and that's been bothering me. But I, again, haven't done anything about it. Why? You know, so there's areas of our lives where we will silently suffer in our relationships, over our body, in our home environment, and we just allow that to continue. But if we took care of it, then it would actually bring us more joy inside that we didn't even realize. When's the last time you guys got your car washed and vacuumed or detailed? You'd be surprised at how these little things in your life actually make you feel better. They give you better energy levels. It takes away your stress levels. It helps you have an overall better sense of well-being to be able to take care of yourself, take care of your home, take care of your environment, and your environment includes your home, your office, and your vehicle. And you know, so this is just all goes back into how as we get engrossed in the symptoms of our illness, we slowly allow pieces of ourselves to be chipped away because we don't feel good. And so pieces of ourselves could be it's not only like our physical body, but again, it's our environment around us. So it's our relationships, it's our friendships, it's our family, it's our home environment, it's our car environment, everything around us. Especially as women, we are so sensitive, and we are such amazing spiritual creatures that we are connected to everything and everyone. So I encourage you guys today to really actually journal these questions out and try to find yourselves again and find your happiness again. I like to call it rewriting your happiness story. Let's together rewrite your happiness story, because I want you happy, and I know you want yourself happy. So let's figure out ways to find you again, and what you want, and what you need, and what makes you thrive. Because this actually, sorry for the wind, it's like totally killing me. This actually does help your physical symptoms decrease when you take care of these parts of your life. So I wanted to thank you all for joining. Thank you for being here and watching. I appreciate and love you all. If you have any questions or comments, you're always welcome to DM me. And if you're interested in working with me and having some help on your diet and having some really neat root cause testing done, supplement regimens, guidance, support, and love, I encourage you to reach out and book a call. My scheduler is in the link in my bio, or you can just message me and I'll help you get that call set up anytime you would like. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.